I hate you. I'm not tired. No. Does this sound familiar? It is 9:45 p.m. You are sitting on the floor in the hallway, your back against the wall, your head in your hands. You are completely exhausted. You've been awake since 6 a.m. You worked all day, you made dinner, you cleaned the kitchen, and all you wanted, all you physically craved, was one single hour of silence to watch Netflix or talk to your partner before you passed out. But you didn't get it. Instead, you have spent the last 90 minutes fighting a war. Meet Sarah, and meet her 5-year-old son, Leo. Leo is a sweet kid. He loves dinosaurs, he loves Lego, and he gives the best hugs in the world. But right now, Sarah doesn't like Leo very much, because at 8 p.m., Leo turned into a monster. Maybe it started because Sarah tried to take the iPad away. Maybe it started because she simply said, "Okay, buddy, time for bed," and Leo looked at her and screamed, "I'm playing, I'm not going." Now he's screaming that he isn't tired, even though his eyes are red and puffy, and he's literally stumbling from exhaustion. He's come out of his room 5 times in the last hour. First, he came out because he was thirsty. Then he came out because he needed a special hug. Then he came out because his pajamas felt itchy. Then he came out because he was scared of a shadow. And now Sarah is doing what we all do when we are desperate. She's bargaining. She's sitting there pleading with a 5-year-old, and she says, "Leo, if you go to bed right now, I'll let you watch TV in the morning." If you are Sarah, and if you dread the sun going down because you know the battle is coming, and if you feel like a hostage in your own home every single night, this video is going to save your life. You are not raising a bad kid. You are fighting a chemical war against dopamine and cortisol. You are stuck in a biological trap that makes your child physically unable to sleep, and you are trapped in a psychological game called the slot machine. But today, we are going to give Sarah and you the weapon to win. This is the sleep wave protocol. We are going to fix Leo's brain chemistry, we're going to end the tantrums, and we're going to get Sarah back on the couch with a glass of wine by 8:05 p.m. To fix this, we first have to understand what is happening inside Leo's head. Why is he screaming, "I am not tired," when he is clearly exhausted? Sarah thinks Leo is being stubborn. She thinks he's being difficult on purpose. But actually, Leo is high. Yes, literally high. Here is the timeline of the disaster. At 7 p.m., the sun went down. This is when Leo's brain should have started producing melatonin, the sleep hormone. It is the body's natural sedative. But Leo missed his window. Maybe he was watching a screen, which blocks melatonin. Or maybe he was just running around playing and Sarah missed the signs. So at 8 p.m., when Sarah tried to put him to bed, his body panicked. His brain said, "Wait a minute, we should be asleep, but we are still awake. There must be an emergency. We need to survive." So his brain flushed out the melatonin and pumped in 2 new chemicals, cortisol and adrenaline. This is what we call the second wind. This is why Leo, who was yawning at 7 p.m., is suddenly running circles around the kitchen island at 9 p.m. He's jumping on the couch. He's laughing hysterically. He's hitting his sister. You look at him and think, wow, he has so much energy, he can't be tired. You're wrong. He's not energetic. He's chemically intoxicated by stress hormones. He feels jittery. He feels like his skin is crawling. He feels like he needs to move. So when Sarah yells, "Just relax," she's asking him to do the physically impossible. He's chemically incapable of relaxing. And then Sarah makes the fatal mistake. She turns bedtime into a slot machine. This is the psychological trap. Why does Leo keep getting out of bed? Because he's learned a system. He walks out of the room. "Mom, I'm thirsty." Sarah gives him water. Ding, that's a reward. He walks out again. "Mom, I'm scared." Sarah goes back in and lays with him for 10 minutes. Ding, ding, jackpot. Leo has learned a simple rule. Bed is boring. Screaming gets me mom. As long as the slot machine pays out, even if Sarah is angry, even if she's yelling, Leo is getting attention, and he'll keep pulling the lever all night long. So here's the plan. We're going to detox Leo, and we're going to turn Sarah into a boring robot. This is a 3-step protocol that takes exactly 3 nights. Step 1 is the digital sunset and heavy work. Sarah needs to be the CEO of the house. The new rule is non-negotiable, the 60-minute kill switch. If Leo goes to bed at 8 p.m., all screens die at 7 p.m. No exceptions. I know what you are thinking, but he'll scream. The TV is the only thing that keeps him quiet. Yes, on night 1, when Sarah turns off the TV, Leo is going to act like he is in withdrawal, because he is. He's crashing from a dopamine high. So Sarah cannot just let him sit there. She needs to burn off that adrenaline. She needs to use heavy work. Adrenaline is energy. It needs to leave the body. Sarah isn't going to tell Leo to calm down. She is going to use resistance. She says, "Leo, help me push this heavy laundry basket down the hall." She rolls Leo up in a blanket like a burrito and gives him big, firm squeezes. She gets down on the floor and has a gentle pillow fight. This physical resistance, pushing, pulling, squishing, releases calming chemicals in Leo's brain. It flushes out the adrenaline. By 7:45 p.m., Leo isn't wired anymore. He's physically tired. His body is finally ready for the wave. Step 2 is the boring routine and the last call. Sarah used to be an entertainer. She wanted bedtime to be happy, so she did funny voices for the books. She asked Leo, "Do you want the red pajamas or the blue ones? Do you want this book or that book?" No more. Decision fatigue makes Leo cranky. Now, Sarah is a human sedative. She dims the lights in the whole house. She speaks in a whisper. She moves slowly. When she reads the book, she is the most boring person on earth. She reads in a monotone voice. And the moon smiled at the bear. She is so boring that Leo's brain starts to shut down. He thinks, wow, staying awake is really dull. And then Sarah does the last call. She stands by the bed and says, "Okay, Leo, listen to me. Do you need a sip of water? Do you need to go pee? Do you need to tell me something? Tell me now, because once I kiss you and leave, the kitchen is closed, the bathroom is closed, we are done." She fixes the problems before they happen. She removes the excuses. This is the climax. This is how we break the slot machine. It's 8:15 p.m. Sarah tucks him in. She says her script, "I love you. It is time to sleep." She leaves the room. 3 minutes later, creak, the door opens. Leo is out. "Mommy, I forgot to tell you about Spider-Man." Yesterday, Sarah would have argued. She would have said, "Leo, go back to bed, it's late." Today, Sarah engages the silent return protocol. For the first return, Sarah stands up. She does not look him in the eye. She looks at his chest. She takes his hand gently. She walks him back to the room. She tucks him in. She says one phrase, "It is bedtime." She walks out. Then comes the meltdown. Leo is mad now. The slot machine isn't paying out. He comes out screaming, "I hate you! You are the worst mommy!" He kicks the wall. Sarah does nothing. She is a robot. She zips her lips, total radio silence. She takes his hand. She walks him back. She puts him in bed. She leaves. She does not sigh. She does not frown. She does not look angry. She is a boring, emotionless wall. Why? Because Leo wants a reaction. If Sarah yells, he wins. If Sarah cries, he wins. If Sarah negotiates, he wins. If Sarah does nothing, the game is over. There is no dopamine hit. Walking out of the room becomes a waste of time. Now, I need to protect Sarah, and I need to protect you, because I have to warn you about night 2. Night 1 usually goes okay. Leo is confused by the new system. But on night 2, Leo realizes, oh no, she is serious. She isn't playing the game, and he panics. This is called the extinction burst. Imagine a vending machine. You put $1 in, no soda comes out. What do? You don't just walk away, You push the button harder, you shake the machine, you kick it, you scream at it. On night 2, Leo is going to kick the machine. He might scream for 45 minutes straight. He might throw his toys. He might say hurtful things. Sarah will be sitting in the hallway wearing noise-canceling headphones, watching the baby monitor to make sure he is safe, and drinking her glass of wine. She will want to go in. She will feel guilty. She will think, "This isn't working. I'm damaging him." Sarah, listen to me. You are not damaging him. You are teaching him a new skill. You are teaching him that sleep is a boundary, not a negotiation. If you go in on night 2, if you give him the iPad, if you lay in bed with him, you teach him a terrible lesson. You teach him the price of the iPad is 45 minutes of screaming, and he will do it again tomorrow. You have to hold the line. Because if you survive night 2 and you stay boring on night 3, something magical happens on night 4. Fast forward to night 4. It is 7 p.m., digital sunset. Leo is helping Sarah push the laundry basket. He is laughing. It is 7:30 p.m. Sarah is reading a boring book. Leo's eyelids are heavy. It is 8 p.m. Sarah tucks him in. "I love you. Sleep time." Sarah walks out. She sits on the couch. She waits for the creak. She waits for the scream. Silence. Leo tested the door handle, realized the slot machine is broken, and climbed back into bed. His natural melatonin takes over, and he falls into a deep, restorative sleep. Sarah looks at the clock. It is 8:05 p.m. She has her life back. She can talk to her husband, she can watch a movie, she can just be a person, not a hostage. And Leo? Leo wakes up the next morning happy. He isn't cranky, he isn't aggressive, because his brain finally got the 11 hours of rest it needed to grow. Sarah didn't break his spirit, she fixed his health. She gave him the gift of sleep. This is not magic, this is biology, but it requires guts. Sarah did it, you can do it too. I want to know who is brave enough to try this. If you are ready to be a silent robot tonight, I want you to type "I am Sarah" in the comments down below. Let's start a movement of rested parents supporting each other. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, because next week we are tackling the fear of the dark. If your child sees monsters in the shadows or refuses to walk into a room alone even if you are right nearby, you need to see this. We are going to turn that panic into bravery. Good luck tonight. You got this.